Okay, in this video, the ice tram is going to go all the way to the Sky Tower. It took all day, but I finally managed to program enough trams out of the way so that this tram can make it all the way to the Sky Tower and to some other place, depending on where it is. Also, I finally found out how to not get lost in this classic Cavon City location. It's actually, memorizing where everything is actually kind of like memorizing how to get to all the places in your own town. What I basically did was, I pretended that I lived in one of the houses, in my case, a house near the depot station, the tram depot, and then I basically pretended that I was driving around the city, and then just took note of where everything was in relation to that one place. And now I know how to get anywhere between there, the airport, the carnival, and the Sky Tower, and a few other places. But there are still some locations I don't know how to get to. Oh, it looks like the route is finally about to load. Come on now, just a little bit more. Okay, here we go. I changed that switch before starting the route. Now it's facing the right way. Uh, but you really?
The train is leaving the station.
Oh, the light hasn't changed green yet. Okay, now it's gonna go through the switch without a problem because it's already facing the right way. The problem, of course, is that if I have another train stopping at that station that has to turn left, he won't be able to change the switch without me, and I obviously can't be here all the time. I have to make sure all the trains can get to where they need to go without my help. I guess what that means is I have to make every train turn right at this intersection.
Train is leaving the station.
That station announcer has a really cool voice. It's funny how the only reason this tram is headed for the Sky Tower is because I was just controlling this tram randomly and happened to figure out how to get there from here. Are any cars allowed to drive on this lane? The lane that the tram is driving in? I'm guessing it would be, but I've never driven in a city where trams like this existed, so I'm not sure how the rules will work here. Would they actually drive in the street? I'm guessing you'd be allowed to drive in that lane. It looks like the only way inside this tram is through this door over here.
The train is leaving the station.
The time it takes for the station master to say that versus the time it takes for the tram to actually leave seems to be different for each tram. Like when I was riding the Pesa tram, the doors closed right before she said the train is leaving the station. But another one, the doors closed slightly before that. It looks really weird from inside the cab. It looks like he's running off the track or something. Why is he going so slow? The speed limit is 65 kilometers and he's going 14. 18. Now, I know he can accelerate faster in this because I did an acceleration test with this tram earlier. Okay, he's going a little bit faster. Looks like we're headed for the Jefferson Coal Bridge. The only real reason I picked this route is because I wanted the tram to cross a bridge at least one time in its route. Every time the street lights come on, it always makes the game freeze. The same thing happens when the headlights come on too, and the lights of the building. Wow, that's a really tall skyscraper. Can't even see the top. I'm still trying to figure out how that NF10 tram derailed on my first test. Because the switch was set for him. It probably was that the curve was too sharp for him. Which is weird because you'd think a tram would be able to make a curve that sharp. How else would it get around inside a city? Looks like we're passing by a small carnival. It would be nice if I could drive a train on this game without it looking like this. All jumpy and whatnot. It's really irritating. Anyway, it looks like we're finally about to cross the bridge. It's skipping a little bit less, but still skipping nonetheless. This is why I usually don't build big cities on this game. All this skipping. What is that? Okay, looks like we're going toward Armstrong Avenue. This town I still don't know that well. I really don't think you can make a curve that sharp at 60 kilometers per hour. I mean, maybe, I would say 15 miles per hour. Okay, looks like we're headed toward the next station. Armstrong Avenue. I usually go outside the train when it stops at a station to see the doors open, but I keep forgetting that this one doesn't have operating doors. Why is it that traffic lights and switches can't be seen past lights? I hope that's the direction he plans to go after he passes the station. Actually, it looks like he's far enough to change the switch manually. Well, if that's the case, how come we couldn't change it on that other switch in the beginning of the route? It looked like he was the same distance from... For some reason, the switches are scripted kind of weird on this route.
The train is leaving the station.
Oh man, the light turned red right before we left. Well, looks like we have to wait a while. I noticed the traffic lights are only over the lane that the tram isn't in, so I'm guessing cars wouldn't be driving in the other lane. Now approaching Freeway Orange. I can't read that station name board when the lights are on.
The train is leaving the station.
As soon as this light changes back. Man. So close. Too bad trams can't drive through yellow lights. Even if they could though, still wouldn't get through in time. Okay, the lights are about to change back to green. That took forever. What is that yellow light? What is that yellow light even supposed to mean? Like, what's the point of it? The yellow light under the red light. These trams turn corners really weird. It looks like someone forgot to put a junction lever here. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Since I'm running out of video time, the next video will, what am I saying? The next time I unpause this video, the train will actually be going inside the sky towers. Hey look, there goes the Pesa on a different track. Oh, can't see it from here. Oh wait, yes you can. Let me try to... Okay, there it is. What happens if you try to zoom in on something that's on the TV through your phone? It doesn't... it looks terrible. Never mind. It looks a lot worse than it would have in real life. Where's that tram going? Is he going down this track?
The train is leaving the station.
This tower right here, you can't see it that well, but that's the Sky Tower, and we will be headed to that tower shortly. Well, not really sure how long it's going to take. Still have to stop at a few stations in this area first, and then cross a bridge that leads there. Okay. Let me guess, emergency brakes were released. Man! How does the recording keep getting turned on? Okay, anyway, the tram is stuck here because he accidentally ran a red light, and now he put the emergency brake on. No, I don't really think that would have worked in real life. And as you can see, it didn't, because it's already on the other end of the intersection. You should do what this one truck driver I saw did. He just blew his horn and kept going. That way, everyone knew not to cross the intersection because something was still coming towards it. Anyway. Now you can see a lot more clearly the Sky Tower that we're headed towards. Two more stops before we get to the Sky Tower. That bridge over there is the one that we're going to have to cross to get to it. Now the bridge is a lot closer. I think it's called the Westminster Bridge or something. Looks a lot like the Golden Gate Bridge. And right now we're underneath it. We're about to cross the Westminster Bridge, which leads to the Sky Towers. And here's the Westminster Bridge. Next stop, Sky Towers. First floor. though I don't think there are enough minutes left in this video to actually go all the way to the top. I might have to make a second part for that. Okay, here we go. We're actually inside it right now. We're about to start climbing toward the top. I finally moved all the trams out of the way so that we could climb this. Wow, that's beautiful. We're probably not gonna get to the first station in this tower before the before I run out of minutes on this video. Especially at the speed this tram is going. This is a very nice tower, but if I was either in the tower or driving the tram that's going into the tower, it would be terrifying for me because one, I'm afraid of extreme heights, and another thing is I'd always be thinking, what if a plane crashes into it? But since that can't happen in this game, unless I tell it to happen, of course, I know that we would be safe. Looks like he's accelerating. No, wait, he's decelerating. Oh, we're at the first station. Sky Tower, first floor. Though I'm pretty sure we climbed several stories by here. So, is the point of this station and this building just so you can look at the city from below? I mean, from above? This tram looks a lot darker in this video than it actually is on the screen.
The train is leaving the station.
It would be nice to do real skyscrapers that did something like this. That would be cool. The tracks are slightly sunken into the ground here. He must have forgotten to straighten it or something. Well, I can imagine that would be very difficult at this height. You know, now that I think about it, I actually have a tram route that starts at this tower. I should have driven that one instead of this one. What was I thinking? I can see the bridge we crossed to get here from up here. Just barely. Unfortunately, I can't see it through the phone. Okay, now I can see it. I wonder what it will look like when we get to the top floor. I tried to look at it from Surveyor, but I couldn't get the camera high enough.